Today we are going to talk about the chilling, funny, and downright shocking similarities between Teen Wolf and Stranger Things. Two shows from different worlds, yet when you line them up, it feels like they were written with the same DNA. Creepy towns, terrifying monsters, unstoppable friendships. The question is, are Beacon Hills and Hawkins more alike than we ever imagined? Welcome to TV Series. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. Stick with me, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you watch both shows. Think about this. Teen Wolf begins with Scott McCall getting bitten under the full moon, transforming his life overnight. Stranger Things kicks off with Will Byers vanishing into the Upside Down, his friends scrambling to save him. Both pilots scream one thing: ordinary life is gone forever. Suddenly, teenagers are at the center of wars they never asked for. It's like being shoved into a nightmare while still worrying about math homework. And the best part? Both shows make the monsters scarier because they sneak into normal life. Beacon Hills looks peaceful, until werewolves stalk the woods. Hawkins looks like every small American town, until a Demogorgon crawls out of the shadows. It's the classic horror trick: the place you thought was safe is actually a hunting ground. One of the strongest threads between the two series is friendship. In Teen Wolf, Stiles and Scott are practically soulmates in friendship form. Stiles cracks jokes even when the world is ending, while Scott risks his life to protect everyone. In Stranger Things, Mike and Eleven, Dustin, Lucas, and will share that same unbreakable loyalty. Both shows scream the same truth: monsters might be terrifying, but losing your friends is worse. And isn't that exactly why we keep watching? Because when we see Scott refuse to abandon Stiles, or Eleven fighting to save her friends, we think, I hope I'd be that brave. But it's not just about bravery. It's about how these characters use humor as a shield. Stiles Stilinski, with his sarcastic one-liners, and Dustin Henderson, with his nerdy charm, both remind us that sometimes laughter is the only weapon you have against fear. Imagine being chased by a werewolf or a Demogorgon. Would you scream or crack a joke? For these guys, it's both. And that's why we love them. Then we have the parents who are completely out of their depth. Sheriff Stilinski in Teen Wolf is constantly stumbling into supernatural chaos while trying to keep his son safe. Joyce Byers in Stranger Things is frantically fighting the government, monsters, and her own fear to bring her son back. Both are ordinary parents suddenly trapped in extraordinary wars. They represent every mom and dad who would charge into the dark, screaming, flashlight in hand, even when they have no idea what's waiting. And here's something eerie: both towns share the same curse. They look normal, but darkness is bubbling beneath. Hawkins has the lab, the experiments, the Upside Down. Beacon Hills has hunters, banshees, no-jitsuns. If you put them on a map, you'd almost expect a secret tunnel connecting the two. But let's talk about the villains for a second. Teen Wolf gave us the Najitsun, a trickster spirit that thrives on chaos, pain, and fear. Stranger Things gave us the Mind Flayer, a creature that manipulates, possesses, and spreads terror like a disease. Both aren't just monsters, they're psychological predators. They don't just attack your body, they attack your mind, your emotions, your sanity. Remember when Void Stiles laughed while tormenting his friends? Remember when Billy, possessed by the Mind Flayer, whispered threats with a smile? It's the same bone-chilling effect. The scariest monsters are the ones who make you doubt your own reality. And yet, for every horrifying moment, both shows sprinkle in humor to keep us breathing. Think of Stiles panicking during a fight. Oh no, we're all going to die, this is how it ends. Or Dustin arguing about the code in the middle of monster chaos. It's like the writers know: too much darkness and we'd turn away, too much comedy and we wouldn't feel the fear. The balance is what keeps us glued. Now let's not forget the reluctant heroes. Scott McCall never asked to be a werewolf. He just wanted to play lacrosse and survive high school. Eleven never asked for her powers or the experiments that scarred her. Both were forced into roles they didn't choose, and yet, they rose. They became the leaders, the ones everyone looked to when things went south. Isn't it funny how sometimes the people who don't want the crown are the ones who wear it best? And speaking of crowns, both shows also show us the cost of carrying it. Allison Argent's heartbreaking death in Teen Wolf mirrors Hopper's apparent death in Stranger Things Season 3. Sacrifice becomes a constant theme, someone always pays the price. It teaches us that in these worlds, victories are never free. Here's another similarity that always hits hard: the town that refuses to see the truth. In Beacon Hills, regular people have no idea they're living next door to werewolves. In Hawkins, people shrug off the supernatural even as portals open under their noses. It's that classic horror irony: the real war is invisible to most, and only a few unlucky souls know the truth. Sometimes you wonder, would you want to know, or would ignorance be bliss? But let's be honest, maybe the scariest similarity is how much both shows feel like real life. Not the werewolves or demogorgons, but the metaphors. High school already feels like a battlefield. Friendships do feel like life or death. Anxiety, heartbreak, bullying, they're all monsters in their own way. Teen Wolf and Stranger Things simply turn them into claws and teeth so we can see them more clearly. So when you step back, the conclusion is wild. Teen Wolf and Stranger Things aren't rivals. They're reflections. Two mirrors showing us what happens when ordinary kids are thrown into extraordinary nightmares. They remind us that bravery doesn't mean not being afraid. It means being terrified and fighting anyway. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Please like, share, and subscribe for more.